This is an iHeart podcast.
You know who it is, Brandon Kyle Goodman. But this Pride Month, call me Messy Mother. On my podcast, Tell Me Something Messy, I'm diving into all the juicy stories and sizzling hot tea that'll make you want to live your life liberated and free. Nothing is off the table for our messy kikis. Plus, I'll be joined by star-studded guests like T.S. Madison and dragging messy stories out of guests like the one and only Katya. Ooh, I can't wait to get messy with you. Listen to Tell Me Something Messy on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Show me how good it can get today, God, and show the rest of the world what we already know. It can't get no better than being hella black, hella queer, and hella Christian. My name is Joseph Reeves. I am the creator and host of Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian, a fully black, fully queer, fully human, fully divine podcast from iHeartMedia. To Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you've ever wondered what diseases, medieval pee tests, and cocktails have in common, you're in the right place.
On our show, This Podcast Will Kill You, we explore the wild world of diseases, their history, biology, and impact today. Vaccines are in part a victim of their own success. They have been so effective in preventing disease and death that we take them for granted.
New episodes drop every Tuesday on the Exactly Right Network.
Listen to This Podcast Will Kill You on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why is a soap opera western like Yellowstone so wildly successful? The American West with Dan Flores is the latest show from the Meat Eater Podcast Network. So join me starting Tuesday, May 6th, where we'll delve into stories of the West and come to understand how it helps inform the ways in which we experience the region today.
Listen to The American West with Dan Flores on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The OGs of Uncensored Motherhood are back and badder than ever.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
And we're the hosts of the Good Moms Bad Choices podcast, brought to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network every Wednesday.
Yeah, we're moms, but not your mommy.
Historically, men talk too much.
And women have quietly listened.
And all that stops here.
If you like witty women, then this is your tribe. Listen to the Good Moms Bad Choices podcast
every Wednesday
on the Black Effect Podcast Network, the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you go to find your podcast.
It is time now for today's Strawberry Letter, and if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now, and you never know, it could be yours.
It could be yours. Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
All right, nephew, thank you. Subject, does he have a screw loose? Dear Steve and Shirley, my boyfriend and I have been together 2 years. When they say opposites attract, they're talking about us. I am a bartender and I'm very outgoing and full of life. My boyfriend and I met at my job. He was having drinks with his coworkers, but he wasn't chatting it up with them. He sat at the bar and looked at his phone the entire time. I made him talk to me and he perked up and took a couple of shots with me. We started texting each other and I asked him out on a date. We've been together since our first date, but he doesn't speak unless spoken to. I was okay with that, but it's weird at times. My parents used to think he's nice and respectful until recently. Here's what happened. My man earned my trust, and I started telling him about my childhood and how my dad cheated on my mom and she hit him with her car, and he was in the hospital for months. I told him that scarred me for life, and I have trust issues now. He said he understood me, and he opened up about getting bullied as a child, and that's why he doesn't talk much now. I had no idea until recently how socially awkward he is. We were at my parents' house over the weekend, and when my dad asked him if he was thinking about marriage, he told my dad that he was scared of marriage because he heard about what happened to him. And he burst out laughing. We all got tense, and my boyfriend didn't realize how rude that was. No one in our family talks about that rough patch that my parents went through. So my dad hates my boyfriend now, and my mom thinks he's nutso. They won't accept his apology. Can we get past this, or do I dump him? No, you don't have to dump him, but where are you guys right now? You never said if you love him or if the relationship is worth saving to you. That's what determines whether or not you can get past stuff. Yes, Mr. Socially Awkward was wrong for making a joke about your very serious family matter. Common sense should have told him before he spoke, not now, because what your dad asked was legit. Are you thinking about marriage? In other words, you've been with my daughter 2 years. Where is this going? Did you know your man felt this way about marriage? Because this is who he is. Okay, this is who he is now. I think you and him need to have a conversation first and talk about marriage and what that looks like for you two. You don't need to waste any more time with him if he's dead set against it, if he's scared of it. If he does want to marry you, I strongly suggest counseling first, okay? Then your man needs to try and apologize again to your parents, and hopefully they'll accept it this time. All right, Tommy, what you got?
Well, Shirley, the man kind of got a point now.
Mm-hmm.
The man done found out
Man.
that the possible father-in-law, future possible father-in-law, has been ran over by a car.
Uh-huh.
So the man got to be trying to figure out, am I going to get ran over? Is my girlfriend going to get in the car and get mad at me and run over me? I mean, so surely he's got something to think about.
Well, don't cheat about that.
So, but is that the consequence? If you do, you're going to get ran over and possibly lead Okay, see right there. That's what I'm talking about. So now he got some things to work on. The man got to figure out if he going to get ran over. And I understand that. Okay? I understand that. Now, he's scared of cars. Now, at this point, the boy, he's scared of cars and bullies at this point. All right? So there's a lot he got to deal with. So here's the deal. I really don't think, first of all, it's, all these letters start out with, we've been together 2 years. Ain't nobody married. So that's, and I always start out, you done already put the cart before the horse. So now y'all in this situation. Okay, opposites attract. The lady, it seems like the lady to me is the one that's been the forcer. She the one that cracked the conversation at the bar. She the one, the reason why they still going out and hanging together. He really quiet. He don't say that much. She's the one that really has made things happen. Right? Mm-hmm. She the one. Mm-hmm. He's the key. He's the one, she's the driving force. Really, if he could have sat at that bar and not said nothing, they wouldn't be together today. So she's the one that created all this. They together. They are an item now. And now you realize you got somebody that's kind of halfway. Is he there all the way, missing some screws? Now you starting to figure this out. Why is it, ladies, that we wait till we get to move somebody in our house to figure out they's crazy? Why?
Good question.
Why is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what the problem is? You're not ready to love him. You're not. And he ain't ready to love you. I don't see it. I don't see the love. I don't see anything. All I see is there was an opportunity for both of you all, and y'all jumped at it. But that don't really mean y'all supposed to be
right. She never mentioned love. You're absolutely right.
Love has not been talked about at all or discussed. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what should have came up when the daddy asked the question, are y'all going to get married? Hell, we don't even love each other. We just doing something. This seemed like a couple that's just doing something. And that's what happens, Shirley, is 2 years, you'll look up and it'll be 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. Y'all still together? Yeah, it just happened. It don't just happen after 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. You're absolutely right. No mention of love. All right, Junior. We got a couple of seconds before we go to break. What you got?
Let me just tell y'all, I'm so excited. I know these people. I have been in these situations. I've seen this up here. I'm talking about even the person that ran over somebody. My grandmother did that to her second husband. I can tell y'all, I know these people. Ooh, Too Tall got ran over. I swear to God. I'm going to tell you, this boy fit right in. I've seen this. I've seen all of this. I'm going to tell y'all about CL. Oh, he's CL. If he ain't CL,
who's CL?
The boy that don't talk, that sit in the corner. Y'all see these people? Ooh, I know these people. Ooh,
I want to hear.
All right, Junior. Hang on. Today's Strawberry Letter subject is, does he have a screw loose? And we'll get into it about 23 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You know who it is, Brandon Kyle Goodman. But this Pride Month, call me Messy Mother. On my podcast, Tell Me Something Messy, I'm diving into all the juicy stories and sizzling hot tea that'll make you want to live your life liberated and free. Nothing is off the table for our messy kikis, be it cringy dates, best sex practices, family drama, or cultivating self-love. Plus, I'll be joined by star-studded guests like T.S. Madison.
How can we not judge ourselves? You just gotta tell yourself, like, girl, how old are you, bitch? And I love me a lot because
you do?
Bitch, I love these motherfucking back rolls. What are this? Back rolls. Back rolls.
And dragging messy stories out of guests like the one and only Katya.
I also got into the habit of wearing butt plugs to the gym.
Tell me about this.
Well, and I also work out with butt plugs in quite a bit because, like,
tell me everything.
Well, it's just first, it feels good.
Yes.
And then second, it's like my little secret.
TMI, please tell me more. Every week we'll create a compassionate space to share the fullness of who we are. Ooh, I can't wait to get messy with you. Listen to Tell Me Something Messy on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Show me how good it can get today, God, and show the rest of the world what we already know. It can't get no better than being hella black, hella queer, and hella Christian. My name is Joseph Reeves. I am the creator and host of Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian, a fully black, fully queer, fully human, fully divine podcast that explores society, culture, and the intersections of faith and identity. Listen to Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian to hear conversations about what it means to sound the way you look.
I think what I've had to make peace with is that every iteration of my voice is given to me by God, and I love it.
Books that validated our identity.
The library now for me is a safe space as someone who is writing books that they're trying to take off of shelves.
And how we as black queer folks relate to our Christianity. Listen to Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The American West with Dan Flores is the latest show from the Meat Eater Podcast Network, hosted by me, writer and historian Dan Flores, and brought to you by Velvet Buck. This podcast looks at a West available nowhere else. Each episode, I'll be diving into some of the lesser-known histories of the West. I'll then be joined in conversation by guests such as Western historian Dr. Randall Williams and best-selling author and Meat Eater founder Stephen Ranella.
I'll correct my kids now and then where they'll say when cave people were here. And I'll say, it seems like the Ice Age people that were here didn't have a real affinity for caves.
So join me starting Tuesday, May 6th, where we'll delve into stories of the West and come to understand how it helps inform the ways in which we experience the region today.
Listen to The American West with Dan Flores on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The OGs of Uncensored Motherhood are back and badder than ever.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
And we're the hosts of the Good Moms, Bad Choices podcast, brought to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network every Wednesday. Historically, men talk too much.
And women have quietly listened.
And all that stops here.
If you like witty women, then this is your tribe.
With guests like Corinne Steffens.
I've never seen so many women protect predatory men. And then Me Too happened. And then everybody else want to get pissed off because the white said it was okay.
Problem.
My oldest daughter, her first day of 9th grade, and I called to ask how I was doing. She was like, "Oh, Dad, all they was doing was talking about your thing in class. I ruined my baby's first day of high school."
And Slumflower.
What turns me on is when a man sends me money. Like, I feel the moisture between my legs when a man sends me money. I'm like, oh my God, it's go time. You actually sent it?
Listen to the Good Moms, Bad Choices podcast
every Wednesday
on the Black Effect Podcast Network, the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you go to find your podcast.
What happens when we come face to face with death?
My truck was blown up by a 20-pound anti-tank mine.
My parachute did not deploy.
I was kidnapped by a drug cartel.
I just remember everything getting dark. I'm dying.
When we step beyond the edge of what we know.
To open our consciousness to something more than just what's in that Western box.
And return.
I clinically died. The heart stopped beating.
Which I was dead for 11.5 minutes.
My name is Dan Bush. My mission is simple: to find, explore, and share these stories.
I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor.
You're strongest when you're the most vulnerable.
To remind us what it means to be alive.
Not just that I was the guy that cut his arm off, but I'm the guy who was smiling when he cut his arm off.
Alive Again, a podcast about the fragility of life, the strength of the human spirit, and what it means to truly live. Listen to Alive Again on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
Do you think astronauts fight over elbow room? Probably, because advanced tech doesn't always mean more space. Until now. Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9, a 3-row electric SUV with over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space.
The all-new Hyundai Ioniq 9. Space in an EV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for more details. EPA estimated range for Ioniq 9 based on fully charged batteries for comparison purpose only. Actual range will vary based on several factors.
All right, guys, it is time to recap today's Strawberry Letter. The subject is, does he have a screw loose? A woman wrote in. She's been with her boyfriend for 2 years. They're opposite. He doesn't talk much. She's full of life. She likes to talk. She's a bartender. They met at her job. He was having drinks with his coworkers, but wasn't drinking, just on his phone the entire time. They ended up taking shots together. She and the guy did, and she ended up asking him out for a date. 2 years later, they're still together. Finally, she felt like she could trust him enough where she could open up to him a little bit, and she told him about this story. What really happened in their family is that her dad cheated on her mom, and her mom hit her dad with her car, and her dad ended up in the hospital for months. So she told that to the boyfriend that she's been with for 2 years. And then, he opened up to her about some things, why he doesn't talk, because he was bullied so much in school and blah, blah, blah. So they went over to the parents' house for dinner, and the dad asked what any normal dad would ask. Are you and my daughter, you thinking about marriage? And he said, no, after I heard about what happened to you, meaning the wife, you cheated on your wife and your wife ran you over with her car and you ended up in the hospital for months. Then on top of that, he bursted out laughing in front of the dad. So, after that, things got tense. Yeah, things got real tense. And she said the boyfriend didn't realize how rude that was. Nobody talks about that part of the family and their marriage and any of that. So now the dad hates the boyfriend. The mom thinks he's crazy. So they won't accept his apology. And she wants to know, can she get past this? Can she dump him? Junior?
No.
You said you've seen this before. You know
I know all these people. That's CL. CL Lasseter. That's who that is. CL Lasseter got jumped when he was a kid. He don't talk much. He didn't say much at all. He the one when you go to a group function, he's sitting in the corner in the chair. You got to ask him a question, but he mumbles a lot. Every time you ask something, CL, you hot? I'm good. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm all right. CL, you hungry? I eat a little bit. That's all he gonna say. You gotta ask him. CL, you ready to go? I stay a while.
What? So CL is the boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that's the boyfriend. He mumble. He's scared to talk because he got jumped. He bullied. I know. He fit right in with his family because the mama did already ran over the husband. You know who did that in our family? My grandmother, my mama. Oh, mother ran over too tall. I couldn't believe it either. I was in the car. I'm 7 in the back seat, seen it. I'm in the back. I had lost a cookie because we had went over too tall, and next thing you know, too tall in the hospital with 2 broken legs and 2 broken arms. The police came to the room. I'm in there as a witness. I saw it. They asked Too Tall, do you know who did this to you? You know what he said? Black love. I said, I know that she's sitting right here.
It's my grandma.
This is why I said I know these people. This didn't happen. So the mother talking about you don't think he got a screw loose. So do you, because you ran over your husband. This man fits right in. He can't talk. You run over people. This is perfect. You fit right in. Y'all got a nerve to judge. I don't like him. You ran over your husband. There's no room for you.
Who is too tall again? Who was that?
Her ex-husband, my grandma's ex-husband, ran him over. But he loved her so much he wouldn't turn her in. Sitting there in a full body cast in the hospital. Both legs in the air. Can't move his neck, nothing. Do you know who did this?
He's not a snitch. He's not snitching.
This is black love at its finest.
Wow.
That's why I said this boy gonna fit right on in. All he gotta do is just everybody ask me. He's not gonna say much. He just gotta ask him something for him to talk. He has to be talked to. You gotta go to the bathroom? If you let me go to the bathroom, I'm gonna go down to the bathroom. I'll be all right.
He just mumbles.
People be mumbling. He can't really talk. They scared. They got jumped. They got bullied. They don't want. They socially awkward. Nice people, but you cannot not say nothing to them because you don't know what they gonna do. Every time he get up, CL gonna sit right back down. CL, where you going? I ain't going. I'm gonna sit back down. I ain't going. Can't go nowhere. I swear, I ain't the only one. I swear to God, sitting in the corner in a wooden chair. They don't never move. The whole time they sitting there.
You are crazy. I know.
They don't move. They cannot say. They don't move. They don't do nothing.
But wait, so you're 7 years old. You're in the back of your grandmother's car.
Lost an Oreo cookie after she ran over too tall. I knew we hit something. We in the middle of the street.
You were back there singing and eating Oreos, Junior.
And boom, 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 boom. Too Tall said something wrong to her. She said, okay, cool. You gonna walk out in the street. Lincoln Continental, yellow, with the flip up lights. Showed it. I was in the back seat, saw it.
That's a hard car right there.
That is,
boy,
yeah.
That's a hard car.
Broke 2 arms and 2 legs, and then in the hospital.
Wow.
Wouldn't turn
That
my
is love.
Yeah. I knew who did it.
What did you learn from that experience though at 7?
I don't say nothing to her at all. Don't say nothing to her. Ty, you want something to eat? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to eat nothing right now. I'm good.
Is he scared? What
yeah, he's scared. He just got ran over, wouldn't you? Ty, you ready to go to bed? If you say we're ready to go to bed, I go to bed. I go to bed. You say we're ready to go to bed.
What?
Don't matter what she say.
Whatever she want.
Whatever she want. When you get ran over, you do whatever they say.
All right. Thank you guys. Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. And check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on the free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. You can download it today.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You know who it is, Brandon Kyle Goodman. But this Pride Month, call me Messy Mother. On my podcast, Tell Me Something Messy, I'm diving into all the juicy stories and sizzling hot tea that'll make you want to live your life liberated and free. Nothing is off the table for our messy kikis. Plus, I'll be joined by star-studded guests like T.S. Madison and dragging messy stories out of guests like the one and only Katya. Ooh, I can't wait to get messy with you. Listen to Tell Me Something Messy on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Show me how good it can get today, God, and show the rest of the world what we already know. It can't get no better than being hella black, hella queer, and hella Christian. My name is Joseph Reeves. I am the creator and host of Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian, a fully black, fully queer, fully human, fully divine podcast from iHeartMedia. To Hella Black, Hella Queer, Hella Christian on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you've ever wondered what diseases, medieval pee tests, and cocktails have in common, you're in the right place.
On our show, This Podcast Will Kill You, we explore the wild world of diseases, their history, biology, and impact today. Vaccines are in part a victim of their own success. They have been so effective in preventing disease and death that we take them for granted.
Mm-hmm. New episodes drop every Tuesday on the Exactly Right Network.
Listen to This Podcast Will Kill You on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why is a soap opera western like Yellowstone so wildly successful? The American West with Dan Flores is the latest show from the Meat Eater Podcast Network. So join me starting Tuesday, May 6th, where we'll delve into stories of the West and come to understand how it helps inform the ways in which we experience the region today.
Listen to The American West with Dan Flores on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
The OGs of Uncensored Motherhood are back and badder than ever.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Mila.
And we're the hosts of the Good Moms, Bad Choices podcast, brought to you by the Black Effect Podcast Network every Wednesday.
Yeah, we're moms, but not your mommy.
Historically, men talk too much.
And women have quietly listened.
And all that stops here.
If you like witty women, then this is your tribe. Listen to the Good Moms, Bad Choices podcast
every Wednesday
on the Black Effect Podcast Network, the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you go to find your podcast.
This is an iHeart podcast.